Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today we're going to talk about living in luxury. I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
And I am Picket Fence. Today's mindfulness minute is called What Matters, What Does Not. The most important thing to do is be clear about what matters and what does not matter. The second most important thing is to act in accordance with what does and what does not matter. If we do not adequately attend to these questions, we will fall prey to false beliefs readily available in society. If we don't decide for ourselves, someone will decide for us. Mindfulness just asks us to be intentional about what we think, feel, believe, and do to live contemplatively rather than reactively. See if you can state what is most important in a few words. Spend some time reflecting on those highest priorities. Dig a little deeper. Are they really your highest objectives, or do you have some unstated goal that you don't like admitting to yourself? Hold in your mind for a few minutes your highest objective in life, excluding anything else. You will know that you are coming close to destiny when you thought for your highest idea fills you with joy. Word up.
Word up. So we have a special guest on the show today, Miss Janel Lanae. So without doing your whole bio, because that'll take up our whole show, and it's only 30 minutes, but you are a fashion icon, a social media influencer, a real estate developer, a financial analyst and guru, friend to many, and as I like to say in the streets, the plug.
That's my favorite.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here, y'all. I'm excited.
So let's jump into it. With all of that being said, how do you make time for all of it?
Honestly, time management is key. Putting myself first is key. I remember just reading kind of through the notes for tonight's interview, and I'm like, honestly, one of my top things for my self-care is truly putting myself first and understanding how much dedication that really takes and how it really requires you to move and navigate in a way that, it can kind of come off a little strange sometimes, but you kind of do what's necessary just to get everything done, and to be able to keep up, in a competent and adequate manner.
Word up.
I like that. So, we have so many things to talk about.
We do.
So, I don't even kind of know where to start at. But let's start with, you call yourself a digital creator. So
Yes.
Talk to us about that. What does that entail?
And so honestly, a lot of my clients, I've come into contact with them through some type of digital platform, right? And under that digital platform, I create something, whether it's an event for them, a product for them, a service. And sometimes it becomes tangible and it's an in-person type of thing. But a lot of times it's just digital. And so being able to really embody a digital experience for your audience, for my audience, and being able to make that something that's cohesive within brands, something that's something that people can implement as influencers or as leaders in the community. And so just being truly trying to keep up with the times, because I consider myself old school. And so trying to keep up with all the social media and stuff like that, I'm a creator, y'all. I love the people. I could do without all the computers. And so it's just integrating me into how society is kind of forcing our hands to really keep up with all of this digital world stuff,
And do you think that's worse since COVID has come along, that you have to be more digital than you were before?
I do. And I hate it. And I think I'm super excited for this year, because I think this is the first year I really felt safe in bringing a lot of my experience back to in person, because I did embody that digital creator within the COVID type of thing. I started considering myself a digital creator around 2018. And so it's right before COVID kind of took off and digital was life, you know what I mean? And so now it's I'm really into digital content and digital finance as far as being able to make money on your social media platforms. But I miss the people. I miss being able to touch people, being able to see them, smell them, love them, and so I'm really over the whole computer takeover thing, like, and so, and I think that also for some people like me, like I'm an extrovert as a businesswoman, but as a social person, I'm not that extroverted. And I think that Corona has definitely made me more introverted, and so it's become even more awkward, you know, being out and trying to reintegrate myself into like, you know, person to person contact type of society. Like it's so strange. Like time was warped for those few years.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It seems like it really changed the way you have to operate.
Yeah, I agree. Do you feel like it's made it different for you guys' podcasts and stuff, like moving forward with, like what year did you guys start and how did it move for you through Corona?
Well, we used to be in live studio, and then we went to this format during Corona. So we were able to kind of keep up. It also let us have more guests because we could have guests from all over the world on the show, doing it through a digital form instead of being live in the studio. It slowed down our other stuff because Lady Bounce DJs. I throw a charity event called the Gym City Get Down, and we haven't had one since before COVID. Slowed down shows, which slowed down album sales. So, you know, but we've been kind of adjusting it, allowed us to spend more time together as a family. So that was a win for us. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely changed things.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm excited to bring back. You talked about like your annual fundraiser. We have an annual fundraiser too, and so I'm really excited to do that too. Like, and just being able to see your people coming back together for the general purpose, like, it's really dope. I can't wait to see it happen.
Yeah, for real.
I'm going to come check you out. Look, send me a flyer.
Okay. All right. And we got one coming up in July 9th. So yeah, I'll definitely send you a flyer. Yeah.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, and then the next time I DJ it'll be June 17th at the Barrel House downtown. So every third Friday.
Every third Friday at the Barrel House?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to come check y'all out. That's exciting.
Yeah. So you have this thing. I've been watching you for a long time, and it's so funny that we're friends now. We're about to be friends, but I've seen you move in so many circles with people that are near and dear to me. So
really?
I've heard, yes.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, Jasmine, Dan, K Red. Who else did I see? Talaferro, Sebastian.
Yeah.
You know. Ebony, Dominique, yeah, those are our people. So yeah,
okay, yeah, they're my people too. Okay.
So I've seen you move around, and I've seen this Janel Lanae experience. So what is the Janel Lanae experience?
So that is honestly just me. It's me as an umbrella. So I have started so many different businesses, and people always like, "Oh, you." They have all these different names, like you a jack of all trade, or you work like a Jamaican, or you know, you just do everything. And it's like, and I really do, but they're all connected. And so it started because my we said a short bio, right? And so like my childhood years, I came through the foster care system. And so that really motivated me to major in social work when I got to Ohio State. And so majoring in social work, I was already a hairstylist, and I was like doing a little bit of makeup, but nothing major. So once I got to college, I quit both my jobs. I was a teen mom at the time. And so I was like, I just want to be able to be a mom. And so I'm going to just work for myself. So when I quit working those jobs in high school, like I went full time working for myself doing hair. And I was traveling from Columbus to Dayton 3, 4, 5 times a week, going to school full time. But I noticed that my clients really needed more than just hair. They needed like therapy. So I created a system called hair therapy. And so I was like, okay, you a social worker and you do hair. How is that connected? And so then I'm like in these different entities as far as like domestic violence shelters or group homes or like foster homes, or, you know, just really in the midst with the community and talking to them, but making them feel and look beautiful. And so, but in that, I noticed even when you're talking to them, sometimes, you know, if they can't afford to come and get a service, and if you can't give free services away all the time, you know, because you got to live, you're like, well, what can I do for them that will be more long lasting, right? And so then I started working with like nonprofits and things like that, and started cultivating like small workshops to build like confidence and endurance and self-sustainability and things like that. And so then it was like, okay, well, you do real good at giving advice. And so it just kept building. And so, like, everything was just so connected. And so I was like, okay. And so I compartmentalized everything so it made sense for me and for my audience. But then I just came up with the Janel Lanae experience because it was like, I am all of these things. And I'm okay now, walking away from certain things, walking into new things. But I just accept that this is who I'll be forever. Like, I'm always going to be a woman of many trades. I'm always going to have my hands in many pots. And I'm always going to be finding and creating different ways to impact our community. You know what I'm saying? And just be creative and have a great time doing it. So that's the Janel and the experience, girl.
I like it. I need some of that in my life.
Yeah, that's dope. So, talk to us about the Luxe Day Party.
The Luxe Day Party is going down, y'all.
I know, I seen it. I'm ready.
It's June 12th. It's at 804 Monument Avenue, downtown Dayton. It's literally like a block away from the Dragon Stadium going toward Kiwi. And it is a fashion and photography and culture just like explosion. It started off as something like, okay, so I haven't done an event since 2019. And I was doing a great job at really getting the city used to my types of events because they're different, you know what I'm saying? They are a little living the luxury side, And so, and giving our city a reason to kind of step up, show out, show off, and not feel bad about it, especially our people. And so, when I was first planning the Luxe Day Party, it was supposed to be in January, but it was January 2nd. But that was right after Christmas and New Year's, and Corona had hit our city by storm. And literally 65% of our vendors were sick. And so I didn't feel right, neither did my partner. We didn't feel right having the event, not being able to have all the vendors, keeping people's money, like the show, like being nervous about people getting sick. And so it broke our hearts to have to postpone that event, right? But when we started planning it for June, when I say this event has tripled in size, in support, in everything, like the original plan for the event was nice. It was okay. This new event, like from the art exhibit that we have going on, we have over 30 vendors now. Like we have a smoker's tavern with a cigar bar, hookah bar, different things like that. Everything is completely decked out. We have custom created photo backdrops, and we're shooting with flare and focus and good vibes. And so we have these 3 different sets that we're curating, like this Rainforest set, this flower bomb set, and this vintage set. And so people can take real photo shoots and get like amazing edits. They can network. We have a mimosa bar. We got open bar tickets online. Kiera Wine is in the building. We're doing a wine tasting with them. We have a casino area where people can win games and cashes and prizes. Like, I could go on and on about the Luxe Day Party. Like, it is literally the party of the summer. It's going down. And
it sounds like it. Sounds like you're bringing Vegas to Dayton.
I'm trying my best. But it's gonna be nice. Everybody can just come, look nice. They can come for free or register just to come and shop, and they can pay at the cash bar if they like to drink and do things like that and participate, in the other activities, or they could buy an open bar pass and do VIP and get all the extra perks that we have planned for the VIP, like the tapas and the live performances and all types of stuff. So they got plenty of options to come and have a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
So you mentioned dressing up and getting real fly. What is the dress code for such an event? I feel like I'm not ready. Like I don't know if I got anything in my closet.
You ready? I created a reel too. I posted it on my page last week, and it was just showing like, little 2 pieces or dresses. It's literally, I want people to be comfortable, but I want them to feel like they're stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what it's like to just put some jeans and a shirt on, right? But we know what it's like when we really take our time. When we like, okay, now I'm gonna put these pants with this watch. You know what I'm saying? Like when you thinking about that outfit and you really taking your time to feel how you want to feel. That's all I want. You know what I mean? I just want you to look good, put some effort into it, and just be confident. Just have a reason to take some pictures, because it's gonna be a lot of pictures going on, and just make have a reason to feel good. Especially like we were talking about with COVID, and a lot of us being in the house. I like to bring the people out. You know what I'm saying? And so just really coming out and just having a great time.
Oh, that sounds real dope. Yeah. And you were talking about rainforest. I saw the video you had posted about turning your shower into the rainforest. Now, was that for just looks, or does it have some other type of thing going on with it being a rainforest? Like, does it have any type of benefits?
So yes and no. So I do put like fresh eucalyptus in there and like some fresh lavender and things like that, and use different like essential oils. So I'll create like an aromatherapy type of experience in the shower, especially like with how I have like the liners and the magnets and stuff, so it kind of seals like all the steam in. And so for me, I just think that it helps me breathe better. Like it helps me stay more like mentally clear, mentally focused. I thoroughly enjoy my showers. So talking about self-care, like my 2-3 showers a day, like they just keep me going. They keep me refreshed and energized. Like, and it's just, I don't know, it makes me feel luxurious. Like it makes me feel celebrated. It's not just a regular bathroom. It's like, oh my God, like, this is bougie.
Yeah, it looked real dope. That's real. It was real fancy looking.
Thank you. Yeah, so I offer, that's one of the things I do with the real estate is offering home staging for those who are selling their houses, or just interior design for people's residential properties, commercial properties, storefronts. Like you mentioned K-Red, I designed the inside of his fashion bus. And so like when you see all like how everything is staged and laid out in there. So just really helping people cultivate their spaces however they see fit or however they want to see it, come to life.
Okay, that's dope. Our daughter was in there and she got lost in there. We thought she wasn't ever coming out.
Right. She was trying to buy everything. I'm like, ma'am, you're on your way to college. One outfit, please. Just one outfit.
For real. I took so much stuff to college and it make no sense.
Right. And she's actually on her way to Ohio State. She graduates tomorrow. And
congratulations.
For nursing and neuroscience.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh, yeah, baby. Congratulations. She made it.
Right.
That's crazy.
So I saw on the Luxe event that you were talking about community resources and that all of your events have some type of community component to it. So what kind of community resources are we going to see at this year's event?
Okay, so this year, the people that you are going to see that are your community resources, we have the top lead, the Detour program. And so the Detour program is a program based in Ohio and Arizona, and they're focused on family sustainability, suicide awareness and prevention, bullying prevention, and just a lot of different community implementations of services, workshops, therapists, just about anything you could think of to really help families heal and and fix some of the issues that we have in our households, especially in our community. And so then the other people that we have in the building are, of course, Janel and Lanae. And so I have the Birth Technically Black experience, where I work with the different communities and bring forth Black artists, Black performers, help them connect to different people who can help either put their like modeling, performing, whatever type of career it is, into a propelled state. And so all of the vendors that are a part of the Luxe Day Party are open to meeting different models, different performers, different ambassadors, influencers, what I'm saying, and being able to maybe put them in different spaces that they need to be in. Another person that's down there is Andrea, and she is the manager of the 804 building. And so she works with like the Artemis Foundation and Recover Summer. And so a lot of domestic violence work, a lot of mental health, homeless work, and a lot of like addict and recovery work within the community as well. And so those are the people that I know for sure are going to be in the building. As far as like guests and things go, or if anybody buys another vendor spot that I don't know about, I don't know. But if you know anybody that is looking to get any information out about anything going on in the community, or any programs, any summer camps, anything, for the people, by the people, or for it from somebody else, for somebody else, we're going to have all types of people in the space. And we will have little bags that I'll be giving out, just so people can have information to, refer to, but also to connect to, depending on, what it is that they need. So let me know.
That sounds dope. Yeah, that sounds real dope. And I saw that you love to-do lists. Why do you like them, and why are they important?
I love to-do lists because I feel like they keep me organized. And so I struggle with all of these labels nowadays. I'm like, am I ADHD? Do I have anxiety? Like, I don't know. You watch too many TikTok videos. I got like 19 diagnosis. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to stay focused, to stay calm, and so for me, like, especially with all my jobs, like having to-do lists, especially per day, like I used to try to do everything every day. That is insanity, you know, and I would find myself not getting nearly as much stuff done as I really needed to. And so creating to-do lists and creating lists of prioritization and then, you know, categories, it gets crazy. And sometimes it's literally on my phone, but sometimes it's literally just in my head, like depending on how long the list is, and how much I trust myself to remember the list that day. And so, but it really helps. And also setting timers. So I have like so many timers in my phone, like down to just reminding me to eat, because I literally be so busy. I don't have appetite and I don't remember to eat. And so just having different things, you know, constantly going on to just pull you back, you know, to reality, like, hold on, sit down for a second. Like, you're like, okay, you know, and I have done that. Like even running around the city, like I will stop and just take a break, you know, and maybe even revisit the list. Like, do I really need to do this today? Am I putting too much pressure on myself today to do all of these things? Like, you know, and just kind of, you know, giving myself some grace, you know, if it's getting a little bit too daunting with that to-do list.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
I like that. So you've said that for women, choosing ourselves is hard. And then, you know, choosing ourselves first is hard. So since our self-care assignment this week, as said by you, is going to be to put yourself first, what are some ways that we can put ourselves first without feeling guilty? Because we can put ourselves first, but then that mom guilt, that wife guilt, that girlfriend, that superwoman guilt comes in and says, I'm not doing enough for everybody else.
Right. And so honestly, for me, and it takes some work. So please, anybody listening, do not take anything I say and be like, I'm going to be like this tomorrow. Like, no, it really takes a lot of work. Like, and so it wasn't overnight, I promise. But one thing I tell myself all the time is, somebody, if they really love me and if they really wanted what's best for me, they wouldn't even require this of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will respect that it's a no. Like, it's just a no. And I'm okay with that, you know, and if they don't respect that, then they'll move along. And I'm okay with that too. And so I think one thing is being accepting, you know, that sometimes it will be unpopular and it might not feel so good, but does it feel good when you are overextending yourself? And so taking the time to compare what it really feels like when we overgive, when we say yes and yes and yes, and when we, you know, just do too much for everybody else and we have nothing left for ourselves. And then when those times when we really want to do something for ourselves, or we just can't, we just so depleted, or, you know, whatever it is, like, is that a space that you really want to exist in? No, I'd rather exist in the space that I told you no, because I'm fine. My money is in my pocket. My mind is in my head. Like, everything is intact. Like, I'm good. You know, You might be upset with me for a couple days. I'll get over that. You know, that's just some ego stuff. And if you don't get over it, I'll get over that too. You know what I'm saying? And communicating with other people and not being brash about it. I think that whole savage, like, a lot of these like waves on the social media thing, I really think that they distort the view of what it means to have like positive self-image or positive self-care or boundaries and things like that. And for me, it's just the idea of maintaining safe spaces. And so it's safe for you and it's safe for me. Like, so I could tell you no and you could tell me no too. Like, it's not a lot of double standards. But I'm going to also communicate, you know, what I need, what I'm not accepting, you know, what I can and can't do. And as someone in my life, I need you to respect and receive that. Like, if I'm telling you I can't take no more today, I need you to back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to back up for real. Like, or give me a hug or something. Like, and so I think that people really have to know their own love language to even be able to communicate what it is that they need. And if you can't, then all of y'all got to respect that you just might have to sit down for a second and just think. And that's okay too. You know, and it's okay. Like, I just feel like we in such a rush to have it all figured out. And that's just not realistic at all. It's an insane amount of pressure. And so I just, one day at a time, one moment at a time. You in the bathroom, the kids trying to come in? No. Close the door. You said no. No dogs, no kids, nobody. Your husband, you asking him what you want to eat? He like, I don't know, baby. I can't think about what I want to eat tonight, baby. Figure it out. Go to your room. Walk away. He gonna figure it out or he gonna starve. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so just start putting, you know, just making it is what it is. Don't be mean about it though. Do it from love. Like, cause it's all about loving yourself enough to say no. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being mean or brash or anything. And so just, you know, just being cool about it. And smile. People like my nose. They don't know how they feel about it. I'll be like, hell no. They be like, what? Like, no, I'm not doing that.
That's too funny. Now, as a social media influencer, what tips would you give someone that wants to get into that?
Woo, be consistent. I think every influencer I know, like from the millionaires to the hundredaires, like we all struggle with being consistent, because the great thing is when you are doing this and you start getting busy, you're busy, right? And so now you have less time to keep up with like all of the promotions and the sharings and the posts and the this and the that and the events and it's overwhelming. And so always creating a schedule for yourself. Like you are definitely going to be working 7 days a week. I don't care what nobody say. Like even if it's just an hour a day, you're going to work 7 days a week because you have to post and do something somewhere. Like you just can't vanish. And if you do, you'll notice the numbers change drastically off that one day of no engagement. Like it changes. The other thing I would say is people talk about niches a lot. Finding your niche or niches, and I would say maybe less than 3. And so just things that come easy to you to do. Like if you don't wear wigs, you don't want to be a brand ambassador for wigs. You don't wear wigs. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know how to put on lashes, or if you don't wear ties, like whatever it is that you are trying to influence, or if you're not practicing what you're preaching, or if you're not willing to be vulnerable with your audience, like it's a lot of self-work that comes with putting yourself out here in front of this audience. Now, thankfully, I haven't had too many trolls, not in front of me anyways. They ain't been that bold, I guess. But one day they will be there, right? And that's okay. And I just think that being able to really work through yourself first before you step out into the world, and seeing yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and working on how you want to present that and what that looks like, because people are going to want more and more of you. And you have to create what those limits are and how much of yourself you're willing to give to the world, because at the end of the day, this is your life, this is your brand, but it's something that you should want to be able to enjoy. And then just having fun with it, like definitely having fun, meeting people, getting out there. Like don't stay just behind a computer screen as an influencer. All of my like public engagement and things like that, I really think were originally rooted in in-person things. It was me talking to my clients bragging to their families, the whole family coming to get services, the family going back out to the community. Like then it just kept going like that. And so then we got into this era of technology, you know what I'm saying? But I've been in the game for a long time. And so, not being afraid to talk to somebody face to face, to shake somebody's hand, even when you have anxiety and stuff, just, doing activities with yourself that can help you work through those things, because we are our biggest critics, and you have to just start. I don't care what it is. If it's just a reel, if it's just a live video once a week, whatever it is, like you have to start somewhere, and eventually it'll get perfect. And if you watch all the videos on YouTube, that's all they say. Like, just start, just record something. Just go for it.
Right. Well, we're coming to a close of the show, but before we do, I want to get into my favorite part of the show. Brain science.
All right, so we've been talking about opulence and this luxurious event that's coming up. If you don't have your tickets already, you can look this lady up on social media and get your tickets. The flyers are everywhere. So if you haven't seen it on social media, then something is just wrong with your feed, because I've been seeing it for weeks. But anyway, we're going to talk about opulence and luxury in the brain. If we clearly realize that the creative power in ourselves is unlimited, then there's no reason for limiting the extent to which we may enjoy what we create by means of it. We are drawing from the infinite. We need never be afraid of taking more than our share. That is not where danger lies. The danger is in not sufficiently realizing our own richness, and in realizing our richness and looking upon the externalized products of our creative power are being the true riches instead of the creative power of the spirit itself. If we avoid this error, there is no need to limit ourselves in taking what we will from the infinite storehouse. All things are yours. And by the way, to avoid this error is by realizing that true wealth is in identifying ourselves with the spirit of opulence. We must be opulent in our thought. Do not think money as much, for it is only one means of opulence. But think opulence. It's largely, generously, liberally, and you will find that the means of realizing this thought will flow to you from all quarters, whether as money or as hundreds of other things not to be reckoned in cash. We must not make ourselves dependent on any particular form of wealth or insist on its coming to us through some particular channel that is wants to impose a limitation or to shut out other forms of wealth that must enter our spirit. We always tend to think of wealth as money, but wealth is the opulence that you experience in friends, family, love, and the spirit of life itself. Life ultimately consists in circulation, whether within the physical body of the individual or on the scale of the entire solar system. And circulation means a continuum flowing around, and the spirit of opulence is no exception to this universal law of all life. When once this principle becomes clear to us, we shall see that our attention should be directed giving rather than receiving. We must look upon ourselves not as misers' chests to be kept locked down for our own benefit, but as centers of distribution, and the better we fulfill our function as such centers, the greater will be the corresponding inflow. If we choke the outlet, the current must slacken, and a full and free flow can be obtained only by keeping it open. So keep your heart open, keep your spirit open, and opulence will find you wherever you are.
Word up.
Nice.
Yeah, that was dope. I like that. And before we get out of here again, let the people know how they can get in touch with you.
Oh, you guys can find me online anywhere. Janel Lanae, Janel Lanae, the Janel Lanae Experience, and that is literally everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, like your local grocery store, Century 21 Real Estate Group, literally like just about anywhere. And I'm available, to talk about anything from the events that we have going on, the services under the Detour program for the communities and family services, and anything personal or whatever. People talk to me about everything. So I look forward to meeting y'all.
Word up. And you can find us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. We're on all social media, so hit us up and fly with us. And that's our show for this week. It's your boy Picket Fence.
I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
I really appreciate it, y'all. It was nice to meet y'all.
No problem. You too.
All right. See y'all soon.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Peace.